Hello?
Yes,
We are with you, sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
In the Ministry of Finance of Giko State, where you are an account supervisor, the following transaction took place in the typical day of the month of September 2020. Mr. A. Ayotunji and AMSA paid 10,800,000 and 5,500,000, being tax and contractor registration fee, respectively. Treasury receipt number 65 and 66, dated 16/9/2020, was accordingly issued. The payment, which was in bank draft logo 6184860 and 6160868, dated 25/9/2020, were received into the head 1001, subject 419 and 420. The second transaction with the third word information says, on the 26th of September 2020, the State Ministry of Education made payment for feeding students and WAEC examination fee totaling 10 million and 40 million respectively, through the CBN check number AB 846264 and A/B 946270. The payment voucher were numbered 60 and 63 respectively. The payment by the Ministry of Education was charged to head 2004 and sub head of 7 and 9 respectively require draw both debit and credit side of a typical treasury cash book. That's the first information, the first requirement. And the second requirement says, post the above stated transaction into the cash book. Ignore the balance brought forward and balance carry forward. That's the question there. They just want you to have an idea of how to go by treasury cash book. Can you still remember what we mean by treasury cash book? Which officer is there to maintain the treasury cash book? Hello? Hello? Hello?
We are with
Which
you.
officer is in charge of managing what we call treasury cash book in the public sector? Who don't remember? Hello? Huh? I can't hear you. Please speak up.
Are you from again, sir?
I said the officer in charge of managing the treasury cash book. What's the name of the officer in the public sector? Any idea?
Is the sub-accounting officer.
What do you say?
Sub-account officer is in charge of managing the treasury cash book.
Treasury account officer.
I say sub-account officer.
Thank you very much, sub-account officer. That's an officer in charge. How does the book look like? Let's quickly look at that and the headings of the main treasury cash book. Now, do you need prepare solution or you want me to prepare it fresh for you to know this? Hello?
Please prepare it fresh.
We should prepare it fresh. Okay, we all agree on that, Abi? Do we agree on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go. We are going to
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can we see the Excel page?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes.
Okay. Now, Giko State, Ministry of Finance. Is that clear?
Yes.
Then, what do they say we should prepare? Treasury, cash book. What are the headings? Excuse me, please. I'm coming, please. One of the director of network is calling me. I don't know what is happening. Okay. Now, what do we have as regards to this? What do we have as the heading?
On the debit side, we have the TRV date.
We have what?
The TRV date.
We
Treasury
have
receipt.
TRV/date.
Yes.
That is column 1. Hello, Seun. Yeah, fine. Ògúnmọ́kùn ọ̀nà wà ń bẹ̀ náà. Ó dà ń pa èèyàn kan gbabẹ̀ kọjá lé nígbà tèmi náà ń bọ̀. Orí bíṣọ́ ti ṣí. Wọ́n ní wọn ò tí ì ṣí. Tọ́pẹ́ ní wọn ò tí ì ṣí. Pé kọ́ má lọ dá yín lọ́nà. Pé kọ́ má gbabẹ̀. Okay. Sorry, má bínú. There is an emergency for phone that came in just now from one of the directors. And I don't want him to have a kind of accident that I don't plan for. Sorry. Now, let's go, please. Sorry. Now, we have the TRV. After TRV, what do you have?
From whom received?
We call it from whom receivable. From whom receivable. What's the next one?
Treasury receipt
from whom,
number.
we have what we call treasury
Receipt number.
Treasury receipt number. After that, what do we also have? Classification.
Into head and subhead.
Classification. We have head / subhead. Followed by, I'm with you. Number of bank credit slip.
Bank credit slip.
Yeah. Number of bank credit slip. Followed by
Gross amount.
the gross amount. We also have what? Cash, Abi?
Cash and bank.
Bank. That is the debit side of this book. That is the debit side. This is the end of the debit side. Now, the next one is what? The credit side, where we have what we call department what? Department what?
We first have the treasury payment voucher number.
Treasury
Payment voucher number.
PV number. PV number, yes, payment voucher number. Followed by
Department PV number.
department PV number. Followed by
Room payable.
to whom pay. Followed by
Classification into head and subhead.
classification. Then the next one,
Payee bank.
payee bank. Followed by check number. Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
The next one,
Gross amount.
gross amount. Then we have what?
The deduction for cash.
The deduction slash cash. Deduction slash cash. Then the next one is what? Bank
Bank
slash net. This is the credit side of the account. Let me push it to the middle. Okay. So I'm trying to adjust to make it more presentable. Okay. Okay. Now, we've been able to come up with a table. This is the way it should look like. Then this is for the demarcation. How do we differentiate from the debit and credit? Okay. Under the amount, we have the Naira value to be inserted. Okay. Now let's go with the first transaction. The first transaction, can we go through the first transaction? What does the first transaction say we should do?
Mr. A. Ayotunji and Namsat paid 10,800,000 and 5,500,000, being tax
Okay.
and contractor registration fee respectively.
Now, that is receivable. That is, we receive money from those people. How do we expect to work with that without wasting our time on that part? Fine. What is the date on the receipt? The date on that receipt is our concern. What is the date?
16th of September.
16/09/2020. 20 what?
2020.
2020.
2020. Who and who do we receive the money from? Mr.
Mr. A. Ayotunji.
A. Ayotunji. What is the receipt number?
65.
65. I'm with you. $65. What is the head of the revenue based on the question? The head and subhead of the revenue. Okay, the second
1,001.
transaction on the same date, sorry, on the same day that the second transaction also took place, if you can still remember. Do you still get what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to try to explain something here. Now, let's assume that this particular cash book is meant to be carried out on monthly basis. Do you understand? On a good day, we're supposed to start with opening balance, but we're told to forget about the opening balance. Now, let's now assume the opening balance is there. How are we meant to enter the opening balance? We need to have a better understanding of that part too. Now, under this part, what do we have? We have 01/09/2020. We have what? Balance.
Brought forward.
Can say opening was opening balance or balance carry forward is allowed. Is that clear? That will not be under, if you have cash, they can state that you have social amount of cash as the opening balance. You enter it here. But we don't have, that's why I put 0. If you have any amount under bank, you also state it there. Is that clear?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that clear?
Yes,
But
sir.
you will not have any amount under the gross amount. That gross amount only indicates the total amount you have received. Now, on that note, that is the opening balance. The second transaction also took place the same date. That one is Mr. Who?
Amsat.
Mr. Amsat. Amsat. What is the receipt number for Mr. Amsat?
66.
66. Now, what is the head and subbed?
The head
For
is
the two
1001. The head for the first
1001 slash, what is the
slash 419.
subbed?
419.
419. Then the Honda will also be 1001 slash what?
420. 420.
420. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
On what bank slip do they make the payment?
C184860.
C184860. The second transaction on what number?
3160868.
C160868. What is the gross amount for Mr. A. Ayotunji?
10.8 million.
10 million. 10.8, Abi?
Yes, sir.
That's 10,800,000, Abi?
Yes, sir.
The second transaction, what do we have?
5,500,000.
5,500,000. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Now, the payment came in through what process? Is it through bank or through cash?
Bank.
Bank. Okay. It is through bank. The same figure that we have under the gross is what we are going to have under the bank amount, because there is nothing like deduction or thereabout under that part. I want to indicate the debit side. I use a tick. The next transaction is what?
On 26 September 2020, the State Ministry of Education made payments for feeding students and WAEC examination fee.
Okay. That's one. For payments, it means it's going to appear where? At the credit side of the cash book. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's go. What is the date of the transaction? 26/9/2020. Were you given treasury PV number? Treasury PV number?
Yes.
How much is the treasury PV number? I mean, what's the figure of the treasury PV number?
$60 and $63.
What do you say? Nothing is
60.
tracking.
63.
60.
60, Abi? 60?
60.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have taken care of that. Were you given anything like departmental PV number?
Yes.
No.
Any departmental PV number?
Yes, 2004. Mhm.
Okay. What do we make payment for?
Feeding
The
of
payment is
students.
meant for what, please?
Feeding
What do you
students.
say? Feeding
Feeding students.
students. Classification. What is the classification? Into head and
Head
subhead.
2004/7.
2004/7.
Yes, sir.
What is the payee bank they pay to? They pay to which payee bank? Which bank?
CBN.
CBN. What is the check number?
A/B 846264.
Please come. What is the check number?
A/B 846264.
A/B what?
846264.
46, Abi?
Yes, sir.
46264. Is it correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's the gross amount?
846 is 846.
What do you say?
846,264.
AB 846264. Is it correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. What's the amount? The gross amount is how much?
10 million.
10 million. Now, they pay through CBN. Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
Now, for payment to pass through CBN, it's said to be a bank transaction. It's meant to appear in the bank. Is this something I will need to explain after this that you need to have an idea of? Now, the second transaction, what does he? Is it on the same date?
Yes, sir.
26/09/2020. Come in, please. In case you are reading it, you will not have any issue. Okay. Now, the second transaction, what is the treasury PV number?
63.
63. What is the to whom payable? Who do we pay?
WAEC examination fees.
What is the classification, head and subhead?
2004/9.
2004/9. What is the means of payment? What is the bank? Pay bank?
CBN.
CBN. Okay. What is the check number?
A/B 946270.
A/B 946
270.
270. Amount
40 million.
40 million. We pay through CBN. Definitely the transaction is meant to appear in the bank. Is it clear?
Yes,
This is
sir.
how to post this transaction. Now let me explain something to you. If you look at the credit side, you have deduction/cash and you have bank and net. Some scenario will come whereby the individual that we refer to as a contractor, government is meant to pay them. They have carried out a particular supply to the government, and government is now meant to pay such person or such organization. There are certain deductions that are meant to be deducted from their money. In that situation, before the payment is going to be carried out, government can make a deduction of withholding tax and VAT. In that scenario, that deduction will appear as the deduction/cash. The net will be taken care of at the bank side. Some situation like that also occur. In future, you can see such. That is why they indicate what they call the gross amount. That is what is the actual amount they are meant to pay to that officer. How much is the deduction that government is taking out, and at the same time, what is the balance they are meant to pay to such person, which we refer to as what? Net. And they are paying that particular person through bank. Why the deduction they made is from what? Is in forms of what? Cash. Any question as regards to that? Hello?
Hi, sir.
Any questions? Okay. Now, this is what we call main treasury what? Cash book. Let's now assume you are meant to balance it. You don't need to balance the gross amount, but you are meant to balance cash and bank column. Is that clear? Now, taking for instance, now, what is the total at the debit side? We have 16,000. Why at the other hand here, can you see it? This side is
Yes, sir.
16,300,000. Why the credit side is what? 50 million. In that situation, there is overdraft. Now, looking at it from the credit side, what is the total here at the bank side? Is what? Set to be 50 million. Why the cash? We don't have any figure in there at the cash side. What do we mean to do? Now, it means that the organization, the ministry is having overdraft. How do we go with it? You say 30/09/2020. We have balance what? Balance carried down of how much? Or your closing balance. Come to the bank side. That will now be
33,700,000.
What do you say?
33,700,000.
33,700,000. This is it. Then this will now have an equal balance with the credit side. Nothing at this side also. Likewise at the credit side. We also close it. Likewise, this one also. Don't have any transaction in here. Any question on this part? Huh? Any question?
But I thought
Any
you said we should
question?
not. I thought you said we should not balance gross amounts except the
Yes,
cash
I explained to you in case you are seeing it in future, how to balance it. That is what I did. They said you should not balance, but I need to give you the clue on how to balance it. What and what you are meant to do when you are meant to balance. Is that clear? Any question? Any question, please? Any question? If there's no question, let's move to the next one, please. They are not saying anything.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello? Okay, if we are good to go, let's go to the next one. You people are more than 8. What happened? You are the only 8 people are on the platform.
Sir, please, are you sharing this solution with us on group chats?
By His grace, I'm going to send it to you immediately after the class. Now, this is the Treasury cash book. Treasury cash book. The second part of the question we are looking at is what? What's the next question? That one should be revenue collector cash book. How does revenue collector cash book look like? Let's look at the next question. Let's go through. Let's share another. Are you all with me?
Yes,
We
sir.
are back on the question. Question number, question number 3, you can do that. They say you should give them the responsibility, roles and responsibility of Accountant General of the Federation, give them the Auditor General of the Federation, the Accounting Officer, Sub-Accounting Officer, Pay Officer, Impress Holder, Revenue Collector Officer. Now, what's the next question we have here? The question is all about what? Revenue Collector Cash Group. Let's go through the question. Mr. John Ibode, A revenue collector in the Magistrate Court of Doli Local Government submit the following information for the month end 30th June 2008. These are the transaction is submitted. He now said the money collected is showing under the head of 200 with the following subhead. A, declaration of age 01, that's the subhead for that. Court fines 04. Court proceeding documents 07. Ajo Onibode deposited the takings to the sub-account officer on the 29th June 2008 and was issued with the treasury number M400201. The receipts issued by him were N800-401 to N800-450. The one issued to Mrs. Miriam Gidadu was N800-417 on the assumption that receipt number N800-423 was cancelled and reissued and review. You now say write up the revenue collector cash book and state how to treat the cancelled receipts. Now, this particular question, let me tell you, let me be what? Playing with you and be frankly speaking, this question has came out 3 times. It has been tested 3 times by ICANN. We don't know whether your own set now, they can bring it on board. You just need to pay attention. Revenue collector cash book. This is the cash book that is being managed by the revenue collector officer for a specific set of what? Revenue. Now, how does it look like? What do they call the name of the local government?
Doli local government. Doli local government.
Okay. Doli local. What they say we should do? We have the debit, what do you call it? Revenue collector cash book.
We can't see your Excel sheet, sir.
Hey, sorry, let me change. I thought I've been able to display that. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this one has 8 columns. We have the date. We have treasury what? Receipt number, Abi? Revenue
receipt number.
Revenue receipt number. Followed by
Classification into head and subhead.
classification. This one is demarcated in forms of different for head and different for subhead. Here will now be for head. The second column will be for subhead. Then the next one is amount, Abi.
The next one is from whom receivable.
Wait, sorry. From whom receivable. then followed by amount, Abi.
Yes, sir.
Then the next one is date again, Abi.
Yes, sir.
We have treasury receipt number, Abi.
Yes, sir.
The last one there will also be amount.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, let's go with the transactions. Let's post them one after the other. This is the how it's meant to look like. Here we have the Naira value. Okay. Now, the first transaction, what was the first date? We assume 01, 06, slash, what date? 2008, Abi?
Yes, sir.
Now, this one will be our opening balance, but we don't have any figure. In case you have any opening balance, this is what you are meant to do. But we don't have, we put a 0 there to indicate your position in case you have any opening balance in the next question being given to you. Exactly. But here we don't have any opening balance. The second transaction, that's the first transaction now took place in what date and who is the person?
On the 2nd of June, 0206.
02, 06, 2008. Now, what's the name of the person?
Mrs. Miriam Gidado.
Mrs. Miriam Gidado. Mrs. Miriam Gidado. What is the receipt number issued to Mrs. Miriam Gidado? First receipt. Look at the receipt. Look at the one they issued to Mrs. Miriam Gidado.
N800-417.
N800 417. N800 417. What is the head of those receipts? I'm with you. What does Mrs. Miriam Gidado pay for?
Declaration of age.
Declaration of age. And the head, based on the question, you were told that the money collected is shown under the head of 200 with the following subhead. Declaration of age is 01. Court fine is 0 what? 4. And court proceeding document is 07. You need to follow those things. Now, Mrs. Miriam Gidado pay for declaration of age. Is that not so? That is 01.
Yes, sir.
Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
200 under what? 01.
1.
How much does he pay?
400.
She paid 400 naira. The second transaction,
0306.
03 06 2008. The next receipt will now be N800 419. I mean 418. Abi?
Yes, sir.
Under the head of 200. And who is the person and what does he pay for?
Niger killer.
Niger killer. Niger killer. Is it like this?
Yes.
How much does he pay for? And what does she pay for? What does he pay for rather?
2,000 naira.
5.
2,000 naira. And what does he pay for?
Court fine. 04.
04. The next one,
5th of June.
what do you say?
5th of June.
5th of June. What do we pay for? I mean, the receipt issued to this person is what? N800
419.
419. Under head of 200. Who is this person?
Mr. Ibrahim.
Mr. Ibrahim. Ibrahim what?
Only Ibrahim.
Okay. How much does he pay?
8,000.
8,000. What does he pay for?
Court fine 04.
04. The next person. The next person.
0706.
07 06 2008. N800 420. Under the head of 200. Who is it? Who this person and what does he pay for?
Gani Waidi.
Gani Waidi. How much does he pay?
800.
800. Under what subhead?
07.
07. What's the next one?
13th of
Oh
June.
nine,
What do you say?
oh
13th
nine,
of
oh
June.
six.
Abi?
09,
Oh, sorry.
06. Who is this person and what does he pay for?
Bẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ Ìṣọ̀lá.
Beko Ishola for 21. Now, which of the receipts being cancelled? 23 or 22?
23 was cancelled.
23.
Okay, we need to wash out when we get to that. This one is for 21. Then, this person is Beko Ishola. What does he pay for?
07.
Fourth proceeding document.
That's 07. How much does he pay?
1,200.
1,200.
1,200. Then the next one is what?
Do that in your 1306.
What's the next one?
13th of June.
13th. Is it 13th?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who is this person?
Mrs. Kudirat Eniola.
Mrs. Kudirat. Kudirat. Eniola. How much does he pay for?
400.
He pay 400. And what does he pay for?
01.
01. Declaration of age. The next one,
21st of June.
21st of June.
The receipt was cancelled. 43.
This one was cancelled. We are not meant to issue that 23. We are meant to go to the next receipt, which is what? 24. Is that clear?
Yes.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Very clear.
That's 200. Who is this person?
Yaro Balam.
Yaro. Balam. How much does he pay?
15.
How much does he pay?
5.
1,500. And what does he pay for?
04.
So, the next one,
30th of June.
30th of June. Four, 2, 5. Who is this person?
Mrs. Adio.
Mrs. Adio. What does she pay for?
500 naira. Court proceeding documents.
That's
07.
07, Abi.
Yes.
The next one?
Finished.
That's all. Okay. We are not meant to balance this. What do we have? Total
14,800.
14,800. Correct. We were told that he remitted something. What is the date of the remittance?
29 June 2008.
29th of June 2008. Now, they issue a treasury receipt number for him.
M400.
what?
400
M400. M400 what?
201.
201. How much is he going to remit on this particular date? Do you understand what I'm saying?
14,300.
14,300, simply because the total amount is collected as at 29th was 14,300. The other 500 was collected after the date of that remittance. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Come again, sir.
The remittance took place on the 29th. The total figure from transaction 400 to transaction 1,005, that is the total amount is meant to remit.
Okay.
The other one was the day after the remittance.
500.
Is that clear? Then
Yes,
that
sir.
will now be sum of
5 to 812.
14,300. Then closing balance as at 30th will now be 30th 06 2008. Balance
Carry down.
carried down. Is how much? 500. Total is 14,800. Any question? Then we come here as at 01 07 2008. We have balance any question? Any question?
No question.
Absent of no question, how do we treat receipt, cancellation of receipt? Now, the cancelled receipt, one must not be detached from the booklet. Must not be detached from the booklet. Number two, cancel receipt must not be posted. You must not post the cancel receipt. Number three, the cancel receipt for the transaction that the receipt is being cancelled, the next receipt will be issued for that particular transaction. Next receipt will be issued for that particular transaction. Those are the principles behind the cancelled receipt. That's all. You must not detach the cancelled receipt from the receipt booklet. That particular transaction must not be what? That receipt cancelled must not be posted. That is, that number must not appear in your in your cash book. And the last one says what? The next receipt will be issued. And that receipt must do what you are going to be, that is going to be posted on the revenue collector cash book. Any question? Any question?
Please, the last point, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, the last point is after the receipt must not be posted in the cash book. Then what is the next?
Then the next receipt must be issued for that cancelled transaction, cancelled receipt. That transaction will now appear on the next receipt. You are meant to issue the next receipt for that transaction you have cancelled a particular receipt for. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Is
Thank
it
you.
clear? Okay. That is all about that. Then let's look at the next question that's also necessary we are meant to look into. Ooh. Now the next transaction is what? Monthly float granted is 80,000. The main cashier reimburses any amount spent on the last day of each month. The following transaction took place in the month of November 2008. The table being given to us, we have the what? November 1 up to November 30. Then we have the following required. Enter the above transaction in a petty cash book. Having analysis column for motor expenses, postages and stamp and stationery, office entertainment. We have sundry expenses and ledger column. This one means that they want you to prepare Impress cash book that is meant to be managed by Impress holder officer.
Hello, sir.
Are we clear?
Sorry, the last things we just did. I don't think if you saved it so that you can
Hello?
forward it. The last one we just did. It's like you did not save it. The last one
I
we
save
just
it.
did. Okay, sir.
I save it.
Okay, sir.
It's on the same sheet. The one I'm going to send to you, you will see it on the same sheet, but different words. The same working sheet. You have the first sheet, you have the second sheet, you have the third sheet. You'll be seeing it like that. That's why I'm going to send it to you. I title it.
All right, sir.
The next one we are looking at is what? Impress holder cash book, which is something as petty cash book. Is that clear? It's something as petty cash book. What is the column for this?
See your screen.
You're not
your
seeing his Excel screen.
Okay, you are not seeing it. I'm coming. You will see it now. See it now. Let me change the direction from there. Can you see the page now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we have what we call Impress holder cash book, which is something as what? Petty cash book. Then from there, we also have what we call the debit side of this cash book. They did not give us any name of an organization. That's why I'm not putting any organizational name there. Rather than the Impress, we have the debit side of the transaction. We also have the credit side. Now, how do we start from there? We have what we call dates. Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
We have what we call reimbursement details. Reimbursement details. Followed by what? Followed by
Number of bank credit slip.
number of bank
Number of
credit slip. Followed by what? We have what we call cash, abi?
Yes.
Then we have what we call bank. Then we have date again. We have what again? Particulars or what? Hello? Is it date or particular? We have date. After date, what do we have? Particulars, abi?
To whom
To
payable.
whom paid? That's particulars there. To whom? To whom paid? Followed by what again?
PV number.
PV number.
Check key
We
number.
also
Check number.
check number. Check number. Check number. Then we have what?
Cash bank
Cash
analysis.
bank. Then we have analysis column. Analysis column. Any question, please? The analysis column, what are the analysis given to you? You have motor, what? Expenses, have you? Motor expenses. What else again?
Office equipment.
We have what we call postages. Check, please. To be postages. Postages and stamp and stationery, if I'm right, please. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Postages
correct,
and
sir.
stationery. Yes.
After postages and stationery, we have office entertainment.
Yes.
Is that also?
That's correct.
Office entertainment.
Sundry expenses.
We have sundry expenses. The last one, ledger account, Abi.
Ledger column.
Yeah. Okay. We've been able to build up our books. Okay, I'm done with the analysis. This is the column. Yeah, let's go, please. What's the first transaction?
November 1.
What do we have there?
Tea and sugar.
Before that tea and sugar, something has come up that we need to know.
80,000 monthly floats interest.
Yes, that's the first transaction. Okay. Well, let's look at it. The first transaction is what? The monthly float. That is what date, please?
1/11.
That's 01/11. What period?
2008.
2008. We have what we call cash float. $80,000. Okay, I've set up the page. Yeah, let's go. The second transaction, what happened? What happened?
November 1st, tea and sugar.
November 1, Abi?
Yes.
They bought tea and sugar. What is the PV number? You were not given, you can generate it yourself. That's who you are starting from transaction 1. You can say we have what? 001. That's 1. How much do we pay for tea and sugar? 4,000.
4,000.
The Is it 4,000?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That one is going to go under what? Office
Office
entertainment.
entertainment.
4,000. Okay. The next one,
3rd of November.
3rd of November 2008.
Purchase of petrol.
What happened there?
Purchase of petrol.
Purchase of petrol. That is petrol. How much?
800.
800. That one will go to what?
Total
Vehicle.
expenses.
Total expenses. The next one,
4th of November.
4th of November.
Postal
What happened
services.
there? What
Postal
do you say?
service. Postal services.
Postal services. That's the 3rd invoice. How much?
2,000. 2,000.
2,000. That
Postages
one go
and
under stationery. What's the next one?
5th of November.
5th of November, Abi.
Yes.
What do we do there?
Postage stamps.
Postage stamp. What's how much?
1,000.
That's how much?
1,000.
1,000. Okay.
Postage.
The next one,
6th of November.
okay. What happened there?
Envelopes. Envelopes.
Envelopes. What happened there?
2,000.
How much?
2,000.
That one goes under stationery. The next one,
8th of November.
what do we do?
Purchase of petrol.
Petrol.
1,000.
1,000, Abi.
Yes.
The next one,
9th of November.
okay.
Gifts.
Gift, Abi.
Yes. 4,000.
That is part of entertainment, and you put it under stationery. I mean, sundry expenses, it will not penalize you. But we can put it under what? Office entertainment. When you give somebody gift, it's part of what you use to entertain the person. The next one,
12th of November.
12, Abi.
Yes.
Is it 12?
Yes, yes.
What do
Petrol.
we do there?
Petrol.
Petrol.
800.
Coming. $800, Abi.
Yes.
That is under motor expenses. The next one,
13th of November. Postage stamp. $200.
okay. How much?
200.
200, okay. The next one,
15th of November. Alhaji Giwa ledger account.
Alhaji Giwa, how much is that?
16,000.
I'm coming, please.
There is no credit and debit on this.
This is the debit side, this is the credit side.
Okay.
The one we are treating now is to the credit side. The receiving side is that where we have what? Reimbursement details.
Okay, sir.
That where we have 80,000. That's the debit side. Didn't I indicate the credit side at the edge? Let me see it. Okay, I didn't indicate. Okay, shall we, please? That Alhaji Giwa, how much is the figure for Alhaji Giwa?
16,000.
16,000. Then that go to ledger account. The next one,
16th of November. Olamide ledger account.
Olamide,
10,000.
10,000. That one,
Hello, sir.
yeah,
We're waiting.
it's network.
You understand?
I need to change the other to another network. Okay, I've done up to 18. Can we see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Now let's look at it from what? 18th. November 18th. That one is stationary. How much is that? And what do we pay for stationary? How much do we pay for stationary?
4,000.
4,000.
Yes.
That goes under what? Postage and stationary. Then the next one, what date?
19th. 19th.
19th. 11,
NG oil.
engine oil.
1,000.
$1,000, I mean. Now
Yes.
goes under what? So very. Then the next one,
19th again.
19th again.
Toll gate fees.
So the
80 naira. Not too expenses.
$18, I mean.
Yes.
That's under the
21st of November. 21st.
21st of November.
Aruna ledger accounts. 12,000.
12,000. That goes to ledger.
24th.
Next one, 24.
Tea and sugar.
The
4,000.
coming. $4,000. That goes under entertainment. The next one,
25th.
25th.
25th. Biscuits. One, two.
1,200. That goes under this entertainment. The next one
27.
coming. '27th.
Calculator.
Calculator.
1, 4.
$1,400. That goes under stationery.
30th.
30th.
Yes. Petrol and engine oil.
Petrol and engine oil, abi?
Yes. 2,000.
$2,000.
Yes.
That goes under motor vehicle. What else again?
On the 30th.
30th.
Servicing of official car.
Servicing of official.
1, 2.
How
That's
much?
the 1, 2.
How much?
1, 2. 1, 2.
1,200. 1, 2. The next one?
That's the last one.
Okay. Now we now need to determine the total of all. What we have is 69. Can we see it? Also need to
Yes.
determine for this. At any point in time, this and this must equal. They equal, yes. That's 69,000 to it. Then can see that we close all those other columns. Then we now come here to determine 30th 11 2028. Call it balance carry down. What will be your balance carry down for? What will be your balance carry down for petty cash as at the closing date? Balance carry down. Now take note in petty cash, not the one you are using in your office. So the standard for petty cash says that your opening balance must always be your closing balance. Simply means this will be 80,000 that is being given to you. 80,000. Then the total here will now be
1,720.
149. I need one more table. Okay. The total here will now be 149, which is the total figure for the period, including the reopening balance that you are going to have. Then we now come back to this debit side. We now put it here as at 31st, as at 30th, 2008. We have total expenses for the period, total expenses. Total expenses equals to 69,280. When we add it to that upper part, it becomes the same thing. This is the standard for petty cash. We now say that as at 01 12 2008, balance carried down, balance brought down, so balance brought down, which is your cash flows. That's what 80,000 again, which is your closing balance. Will also be opening balance again. This is standard for petty cash. The one you are using in your office is not the standard. Then, any other question before going to the next one? To finish this particular question, because it's already 11 o'clock, I need to release you guys. Because you have class tomorrow. Hello?
With you, sir.
Any question?
No
So, sir,
question.
what happens to the balance between 69,280 and the 80,000? I mean, the
That
initial
balance
cash?
needs to be retired in the main cash, in your cash book. The cash officer needs to collect the retired amount that you didn't finish. That is the standard. Now, let's look at it this way. They said, which account are you going to debit and credit as at the beginning of the month? And which account you are meant to credit as at the end of the month? How do we go from there? Now look at it. As at the beginning of the month, the following accounts are meant to be debited and credited. Now, cash book, petty cash as at the beginning, petty cash, or imprest holder cash book. Debit. Declared. Then the next one is what? Cash book. credit the cash book. That is it for the beginning of the month. Money is going out from the from the main cash. Credit the giver, debit the receiver. Debit the receiver, credit what the giver. That's the standard we are using. Cash book is giving out money to the cashier, which is the main cashier, is giving cash to the petty cash officer to operate. The petty cash officer will receive is going to debit the petty cash, while the cash officer that is giving out the money is going to credit his own account, which is the giver. That's why I say debit the giver, credit what the receiver, which we have done here. Now, as at the end of the month, what are the accounts to be debited? What are the accounts to be credited? You will now see the effect of that balance. Now, look at it. I want to use journal to show that. Journal. Now, let's assume that I want to use journal to go with that. Journal. I want to journalize it. That is what I'm trying to say. What type of journal am I using? I'm using what we call general journal in this scenario. Not, we have different types of journal. We have what we call sales journal, purchases journal. We have return inward journal, return outward journal, and we have what we call journal proper. The general journal is what we call journal proper. That is what I'm using now. Journal entries. In this scenario, I have the what? Debit. I have the debit. I have what? Credit. Journal entry as at the end of the month. Are you with me? Now, the first one is what? The petty cash or impress order. Now, petty cash has been debited. Petty cash account has been debited as at the what? The beginning of the month. Abi, with what? What's our figure?
69 to
Petty cash as at the beginning of the month. You have how much?
80,000.
80,000. Correct. How do you spend the money? On what and what do you spend the money given to you as at the beginning of the month on during the month?
Motor vehicle,
Money that you spend out of petty cash, motor vehicle, motor expenses. Abi,
yes,
you spend total amount of how much for motor expenses?
6,880.
What did you spend for? The next one is what?
That should be
postage and stationaries.
Postage and stationery. How much do we spend on postage and stationery?
10,600.
10,600. The next one,
Office entertainment.
How much do we spend on office entertainment?
Thirteen two.
13.2.
Sundry,
Sundry expense.
sundry expenses. Sundry expenses. How much do we spend on that one?
600.
600.
The next one called
Ledger column.
how much do we
38,000.
spend? 38,000. Then cash account. How much is the balance at the end of the day?
10,000.
Cash retired. Cash what? Retired. How much is the cash you are meant to retire?
10,720.
$10,720. Any question?
No questions, sir.
Huh?
No questions, sir.
Okay. That 10,720 will be retired with the cash account, the cash account officer. Cash account officer will now give you additional 80,000 at the beginning of the month. That okay, this is the monthly float for this month. They are not meant to be adding money to the balance. But because of we are the owner of our office, we have our account, our petty cash officer. How much do we have with you? 20,000. Okay, I'm meant to give you 100,000. Okay, I will add 8,000 naira to it. That is the standard we are using in our office, but that is not the standard. You are meant to retire the closing balance. They will now give you new amount, 80,000. That is the standard of operating petty cash. Any question? Absent of no question, I will stop today on this part. We still have two more questions to solve under this part, which is, okay, we have one more to go, which is what? Vote book. I need to also treat vote book with you. After that vote book, then we are good to go. Is that clear? For time has gone, I need to release you. Absent of no question, I will continue from where I stopped next class, then I will start another new topic immediately. I forwarded that particular topic to you. I don't know whether you have seen it. Sources of government revenue. Go and check. If
We have
not,
it.
you have it there. That is where we are meant to look at after I treated vote book with you. Then we are meant to go to sources of government revenue. If I can finish all the explanation that next week, I will solve one question. While the other question, I will take it to the next class. Have a wonderful night.
Sir, please don't forget to send it.
What do you
Don't
say?
forget to share this with us.
I will send it immediately now. You will get it.
Okay.
Thank you very
Good
much.
night,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
You are
Good night.
welcome.